Good morning.
Good morning.
Figured, hey, change the scenery, eh?
Eh?
I didn't think it was that funny. But, actually, Jaylene moved the van over here, and I was like, she might actually do Caught the Crockers if I put it close enough.
Full of jokes today, eh?
Almost spot on, though, right? Eh?
No, but it does make it easier.
Yeah. I just didn't know if the DOGs were going to come over here and get in the way, but they're doing good. As of right now, Baby Goat still hasn't had baby goats. I guess that's not her name, Baby Goat, but
I
it
was
is
gonna
now.
say baby goat didn't have baby goats. Everyone's gonna think, what? You meant grandma's baby boy? Of
She's
course
just
she
so
didn't have
small. She just looks like a little baby.
She does.
Tiny.
I
But
was telling Jason because apparently the white goat is the baby daddy, but he's a little bit bigger than her. So I hope that her babies aren't too big for her because
Yeah.
that could possibly kill her.
yeah, we've been really trying to watch and make sure that she hasn't had them. You know, we're basically watching so we can go assist if she needs help. So that's one of the things that's pretty difficult. The rabbits, I haven't really shown the rabbits on the Crockers. Honestly, I didn't know what was going to happen with the rabbits. It was her first litter, so I was making sure she wasn't going to eat them because people would be like, I knew you couldn't raise animals, they all die. So I was like, let me make sure they're good. And
Back with the Mickey Mouse voice.
I mean, it's what happens. But all the rabbits are huge and doing very, very well.
Yeah, I was surprised. I think it's funny how many people were like, are you really going to eat them baby rabbits? That's so mean.
And when they get bigger, I can eat them as little nuggets. But there are people that do get upset, eating animals we raise, stuff like that. Jared, for Thanksgiving's coming up, and he's bringing some chickens that are laying, and so I will eat the eggs, and then once they quit laying, I will eat them. That's just the circle of life when you live this lifestyle.
I thought it was funny. There's a meme on Facebook yesterday, and it was a stuffed possum for Thanksgiving, and I showed Jason. I said, this is what yours and Jared's Thanksgiving's going to look like, huh?
Yeah, so if I could find something good enough to eat. But I've been doing some research trying to figure out some really cool things to cook for Thanksgiving. Jared's definitely wanting to do more like a primitive style, so we have some ideas to doing that. So it's going to be pretty different, I guess, hopefully different than anything I've ever done out here. But while Jared's here, he doesn't know this, I'm going to try to get him to help me clean all this stuff up. I doubt he'll help me, but I'm going to attempt it. I need it gone. Well, I say help me get rid of it. I mean, I'm hoping he'll burn it. A lot of it's wood, and it just needs to be gone.
In that case, I think it'll all be gone by the time he leaves.
But since Jared will be here, I've been just busting butt on the micro tiny house. It's finished. So I'm extremely excited. That is just a weight lifted off my shoulders. I don't have to deal with it anymore. I could focus more on just living and not trying to get something to live in. And now I could just get back to building the big house. And the weather is freaking phenomenal right now. Ideal weather.
Feels great.
I'm hoping it'll stay like this for a good minute. That way I can finish the outside of the big tiny house with the chinking, because it's got to be a certain temperature, stuff like that. So just a whole lot going on that, I guess I'm excited about. Just finally, I guess, stability. Not like I'll have somewhere to sleep at night that I know will stay here on this property. It's not in a van or my front seat. So that's pretty different. I haven't had that in like a year. So, I mean, I had the tent, but it was just like on a cot. The micro tiny house have bunk beds and wood burning stove, little desks I can work in, stuff like that. It'll be definitely more secure. And
It's actually pretty warm in there. Like, I'm sure it's pretty
Yeah.
warm in there right now. Just blocking the wind makes a huge difference.
yeah, big difference. And again, it's not perfect by any means. There's little cracks here and there, stuff like that. But it's supposed to be a shack in the woods. I think a lot of people, will probably like, oh, didn't build good enough, whatever. And I'm like, I lived in a freaking tent. Like, this is a huge upgrade. And I think the fact that it does block the wind a little bit more is what's really going to help in the winter. The canvas tent actually did decent. I won't say that it did amazing. It was definitely better than the $20 tent, but with the wood burning stove, you could sit in there, I say comfortably, but I mean like fully clothed, layers of clothes, and be fine. When you're outside, then you're like, ooh, it's kind of cold. But I think this new micro tiny house is going to do a lot better. I was terrified to cut a hole in the roof. That is something that I'm glad I was able to dial in on this little one before the big tiny house. And even for the big tiny house, I'm terrified because that's been a project that's been going on for a long time. But the Sawyers, Alex's dad, actually installs wood burning stoves for a living, I think. And so, or at least he did it for a long time. I don't know if he still does. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to have him come out because after spending all this time on that house, and if I cut a hole in the roof and mess it up,
you're going to be shooting yourself in the foot?
Yeah, I'd cry.
Little baby goat's so cute.
I have been, at any chance I get, picking him up, holding him, petting him.
It's funny, he'll come around wherever we are and just like chill.
Yeah. And
so he's definitely comfortable with us.
He might even be coming over here. Did he jump down?
Yeah.
But
that's what I was waiting to see.
He normally comes over, like jumps in the chair and stuff. Since he is a male, I'm trying to really work on him.
Because they can get aggressive.
Yeah, and so
we had one time. Man, he was one of our first goats.
What was his name?
Barney.
And his horns were huge. I mean, big.
He destroyed the first fence that we had up at Jared's property. Just destroyed it.
He would hit the side of the barn, the fence for sure. Yeah, he tore that sucker up bad.
Yeah, he was the only male too. Like, he was extremely aggressive.
Yeah, so it's not like here where there's multiple males and stuff, which I am dialing down on my males. I want to get it to one, and at least one that has a sack. The other ones, like the little boy, I'm really thinking, since he's still young, to band him and make it where he can't have babies. But he's so freaking cute, and I like his markings. It's just I wouldn't want him to go back with his mom. I think you technically can. I just don't really want to.
Isn't it like they're not supposed to breed with
brother and sister? Yeah, you can now. If you're trying to sell them papered and all that stuff, you probably don't want to do that. But if it's just your average homesteading goat, it's not going to hurt them, from what I was told. But yeah, I really want to dial down on the males, and then I don't mind, I guess, trying to get more of a homestead feel here. It wasn't my plan in the beginning, but I do miss having chickens. So when Jared was like, hey, if I can catch a couple of you, want me to bring them up? I was like, yeah, I'd do that, because we normally don't eat breakfast, but I could definitely eat eggs in the morning. It fills you up enough, but you also, for me personally, I don't get sick of eating eggs. Mm-hmm. I can eat them every day and be perfectly fine. We did an egg challenge where we ate nothing but eggs for like a week.
That was a little much.
Yeah, that was hardcore. But if you had to, you could. And with the things going on in this world and stores possibly shutting down and whatnot, what are you looking at?
Halo's meowing.
Oh, I was like, what? Then it's good to have some chickens and stuff like that, and then you can always hatch them out and stuff. And then Jared just hatched out some turkey, so I'd be curious at some point to get a turkey, but I don't know. Just slow baby steps. The reason.
Why don't you have them bring up a chick?
Because then I'd have to raise it. It'd have to be.
Then it wouldn't chase you around.
I know, but if it was a little bigger, I would. Right now, they're too small. I'd have to like.
Put it under a heat lamp.
Yeah, and I ain't got the power for that. And but yeah, I'll with having goats, which I don't think I'd ever eat these goats. One of them I might, but they have a purpose of clearing the land, and they did an amazing job. It's just during the winter is when it's a difficult thing, because now I have to like put them up in a pen, and that way they won't try to go really far off to get anything to eat. I could actually pin them up, but
put hay in there and get them taken care of.
Maybe that's what I can get Jared to help me with while he's here, rather than cleaning. Put some more barbed wire up, get that finished, and that's way easier than normal fencing. It was just last time I was getting stung by bees and all sorts of things, but now I think it'd be all right.
Yeah, that was not fun.
But
I need to go spray that hive.
It could, I don't know. Do they die off in the winter?
I have no idea.
I know, like ticks and stuff. Like I haven't had a tick on me in months, but
there's been like an excessive amount of ladybugs lately.
Oh yeah, it's so weird. Like that's the cool thing being out here. You get to see like the different like seasons and like phases of animals and bugs and stuff. You don't really realize that, I guess.
Well, you don't get that in Texas.
Well, yeah, especially like in the city, of course. But you know, we lived out in the country, and then even staying at the ranch. But it's like here, I feel like we're definitely more in the environment than the ranch. The ranch had a pretty good clearing around the house and whatnot.
Well, I feel like in Texas, you don't really get to feel fall, or at least not for very long, or spring.
Yeah.
It's either
or winter.
Well, it's freezing cold and it's winter, or it's super hot and it's summer.
I guess you get winter in North Texas, but not South Texas. But yeah, it's interesting, I guess. And then now that the weather's better, I want to go to the Sawyer's house and jump on that sawmill and cut down a bunch of trees. We did a lot of that when it was hotter, and we found out real quick, like, it kicks your butt bad. And so Jacob kept saying, hey, once the weather cools down, you know, let's get out there and let's, you know, really hit it hard. So now this is pretty much the right temperature that we wanted to see how many trees we could knock down in like a weekend and get them over to the sawmill and stuff like that. So I've been really considering buying a four-wheeler, because I could easily load it in the back of the truck by myself, just put some ramps up and stuff, and then unloading there would be the same thing. But to get up in the woods, a tractor is good to load them, but where they're at, it's on a hill, and his dad has a side-by-side, but even that gets a little iffy. But they have a four-wheeler, and, you know, normally when we're cutting them, Alex is on the four-wheeler. We'll hook him up and she'll drag him off. So I'm really considering that, not just as a workhorse out there, but like having it around here, be able to go down the river, you know, stuff like that, explore all the different ins and outs of this place around here. I even asked Jaylena if she thought that if I did get a four-wheeler and I made a trail going down all the way to the bottom of my creek down there, if it would make it. Have you been down there? Holy cow. All right. So she hasn't even seen how steep it is. So it's pretty steep. It's crazy. I think Jared went down there once and he was like, yeah, I'm good. He wasn't planning on doing it again. There are some things I want to get down there and bring it up. It's just way too heavy. And then if I ever had to get water. So I'm really thinking of buying a four-wheeler. Not new by any means. I'm talking an old four-wheeler that can get beat up and thrown around, and if it accidentally flips, it's not a big deal. You know, it's not a huge investment. It just be strong enough to be a workhorse.
I told Jason that he should just dig some stairs to the bottom. You know, like they do on those videos?
Yeah.
Those viral videos?
She's talking about the little Indian boys
that build like the pools and the...
And I said, you know what? I might if I got 32 million views on each video.
Hey, you might if you do it.
But,
you never know until you do it.
yeah, I guess. That's just a lot of work.
Go start building those stairs.
Again, you haven't seen it, so you have no idea. But I do want to, now that we have the micro tiny house, I did think if I could start doing stairs, but like very slowly, not trying to rush it, nothing.
Just do a few a day.
Yeah, something, or at least like a pathway that has like rope going down that you can hold on to. Just something to make it a little easier, because it's very hard. But then that's when I started thinking, I was like, well, what if I just did a trail and I had the four-wheeler? As long as you're not coming straight down and like straight back up, you're probably fine. So you kind of did it. Yeah, kind of like a little zigzag thing. It'd probably be fine. And now that I own, way down there, it could be as long as I want, all the way to the bottom or whatever I want to do. And so, I don't know. That'd be something I definitely wouldn't mind working on. A lot of it is just having to cut trees and level out stuff. And then...
well, I guess whenever I was like, I feel like I've walked up that hill before. It was when we came out to look at the property.
Yeah, but we didn't go to the bottom.
No, we went down to the deer feeder.
Yeah.
And walked back up. Even that was steep.
Yeah, and that's not halfway, but almost halfway, I guess. But, yeah, I've also, there's other things in the works. I'm not going to say it in case it doesn't happen, but I may have to get a skid steer or some type of bulldozer out here to level out some land in different spots. And if that works out, I think you guys will be pretty excited for that. I am definitely very excited if I can get it worked out to do it. It'll definitely help with security. It'll help with the flow of things. And just make it easier all around. And everything about it is just a plus. So I'm trying to figure that out. And then, of course, I'm pretty sure I've talked about it. Starting a clothing line and stuff. I need to figure all that out. And then, Crocker's live action, I really got to figure out. I'm going to try to see if I could do that. If not, it may just be a wash until, I don't know what you have to do if it doesn't work now to enable the live chats with a phone. I don't know if it's until you're monetized.
I think it's, from what I saw, you just have to have 1,000 subscribers. So I think now that you enabled it, it's been a minute, it'll probably work.
Hopefully, because I feel bad. I'm like, yeah, we're going to do this, and it just doesn't work. So hopefully that'll work. And then the podcast to be out and everything. So there's definitely a lot going on, and hope you guys enjoy a lot of it. Burping. And a lot of, changes and stuff going on, and I think you guys be excited for both of us and stuff that we're doing. And it's definitely, I can't think of the right word.
Exciting?
Well, that too. Up in the ante. Is that right? Mm-hmm. I was like, ante sounds weird. That's what I was trying to say, though. We're up in the ante here, and we're go big or go home, and home's not that cool. So you got to go big.
I think you guys are going to be very impressed. Not with my next video, because that video is just kind of more like a sponsored video. I
wouldn't say sponsored. It's a review.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's not
you didn't
sponsored.
get paid.
No. It's an unboxing and a review of a product. Some of you probably know what I'm talking about, but that's going to be my next video. But after that, I think you guys are going to be very impressed with the difference in content and quality. I guess.
Definitely investing in, both of us are investing in our futures, and really, again, trying to up the ante with what we do. And I think just as a person, but also a YouTuber, you have to constantly do that, because you don't want to stay stagnant. Mm-hmm. It gets boring.
Yeah, and it's like, I've been filming with my phone and editing on iMovie, which if you can edit on iMovie on a Mac, I think you have a lot more options as far as editing goes. But when you're just on your phone, it's very, very, very basic. So
I think it's the first coffee Crockers I've ever drank the entire thing of coffee. I'm proud of that.
Congratulations.
There's only a little.
Some more?
No, last time you spilled it on me.
But so now being able to, I actually had to just get an Android phone so that I can transfer files. If I'm not on Wi-Fi, which is like 98% of the time, I gotta do it. I gotta upload off my phone. So now I can transfer videos from my PC to my Android phone and upload via my phone.
Well, and now if you're on the road, you could do what Dawn did, where she tethers it. Mm-hmm. See, I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently you can use your service from your phone onto your computer, which is, I still don't know how that works, but it works.
I'll have to get with her and ask her to teach me her ways.
And if you haven't checked it out, Donna Van Life, she actually put out the video tour of Jaylena's van. I haven't even watched it yet. I saw it pop up, but
yeah, I've watched it, and it's weird watching yourself on someone else's channel.
Yeah, you're like, I didn't get to edit that part out. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call it for this one. If you haven't checked out Donna Van Life, go check her out. She's pretty funny and interesting. She did even like a little cat video of Mickey kind of chilling here, and I commented on there and I said, if you ever want to socialize your pet, bring him to the Crocker Petting Zoo, because we got everything here. And so yeah, a lot of big things happening, investing in ourselves, investing in our future, and up in the ante, I guess. That'd be the title of this. We're up in the ante, and people are gonna be like, what, they're gambling now? And we're like, yeah, we're in Oklahoma. Gee, shoot dang. So we're gonna call it. So see y'all later. Catch you on the next one.